Hello peeps and welcome back to Decorate Every Nail You Got. Today's video is going to be a comparison video. A little friendly competition if you will. We are going to be comparing the Big Bling Stamper from Clear Jelly Stamper to the Monocle Stamper from Maniology. And I thought I would begin just by giving you some specs of both of them. So let's start out with the price. The Monocle Stamper is listed at $12, which I thought was a little bit expensive. It does cost $4.95 to ship from Maniology if you're just buying the Monocle Stamper. So, you know, we're talking about almost 17 bucks there. I was shocked when I went to look at the Big Bling Stamper on Clear Jelly Stamper's website because their stamper, the Big Bling, is $10.95. And to ship would be $6.62. So they're very comparable. It's just a little bit more, almost $18 for the Clear Jelly Stamper, Big Bling Stamper. The size of them, as you can see, they are about the same diameter. So the Clear Jelly Stamper is 4.5 centimeter across, and the Monocle Stamper was listed in inches. It's 1.57. It's just a hair bigger than the Clear Jelly Stamper one. They're very similar in their diameter. However, their height is a little bit different. So the Monocle Stamper is quite short, while the Clear Jelly Stamper, typically you'll use it by taking off this bottom part, and it's quite a bit taller. So let's take off the tops of both of them so you can see. Whoop, whoop, whoop. They're rolling away. So here's our Clear Jelly Stamper, and here's our Monocle Stamper. So you can see that the Clear Jelly is quite a bit taller. Okay? Now, in terms of squishiness, I like a firm stamper head, but neither one of these is firm. So the Maniology one is quite, it's quite squishy. I don't think you can see, but I'll just kind of give you something to show. And then our Clear Jelly Stamper one, it's a bit squishier. So it is quite, quite tacky and quite squishy. This one I definitely would say is softer and squishier than the Monocle Stamper, but not by much. Now let's talk about the back cover of each of those. If you'll notice when I flip them over, the Monocle Stamper, it's solid. So what happens is if you get acetone on this, it clouds it and then you won't be able to see through your image. I know it's happened to me before. So that's kind of a negative thing in my opinion. Whereas the back of the Clear Jelly Stamper, it's absent. It's completely see-through and there's nothing there. Therefore, there's no obstruction between you and the image that you're trying to put on the nail, which is really awesome. I like that a lot. Also, it does come with a backing so you can cover it up because, you know, getting dust in there is going to be a problem. So covering it up is going to be important. Okay? Now, they both have a cover, so I'll show you the cover again. Here was the Clear Jelly Stamper cover, and here's the Monocle Stamper. When you're not using them, you really should cover them. Okay, so they both have a cover, that's nice. Extra head, an extra stamper head is not included in the Monocle Stamper, whereas it is included in the bottom of the Big Bling Stamper. So this is an extra head that you can replace the other one with. Very, very important. There's another thing that I want to talk about before we go into picking up designs, and that's the idea that when I use my Monocle Stamper, oftentimes when I'm a little bit too rough, this piece will go inside of there. See that? And it'll kind of sit way deep in there, and I don't love that. And also, let's see if I can get it to do it. Yeah, when I'm stamping, sometimes it completely comes out. Very annoying. I don't love that about the Monocle Stamper. I don't use it very often, and that's one of the reasons. Now, as for the Big Bling Stamper, this is a feature that I found to be amazeballs. If you take out the stamper head, there's a rim around the outside edge that holds the stamper in place. It's not going to allow you to push it in any further than what it currently is. Let's see if, oh, hey, look at that. This is going to do the same thing that that my other one is going to do. So we'll see as I work with it if that's going to be a problem or not. So it's good to know that that happens with both of them. But I do like that the rim holds it securely in place and it won't get squished down in there. Okay, let's get set up and let's do a little bit of stamping with both of these stampers, and we're going to kind of compare different pickups for the same images. One other thing that I forgot to mention, the clear jelly stamper comes with a scraper that's a little bit more firm and thicker, whereas the Maniology comes with a smaller scraper that's a little bit more flexible and it's a little bit smaller. I forgot to mention that, so I thought I'd throw it in. So my super organized brain needs me to have a side for Big Bling and a side for Monocle. So I went ahead and created a little sheet for us to use as we're doing our stamping today. So let's go through. I'm going to choose some different designs from, and I thought it would be fair if I used a Maniology. I'm going to use M107. I'm going to use just a portion of something in here. And I'm also going to be using something from a clear jelly stamper. This one is CJS 14. So this is one of their smaller plates. So I'll be using one of the designs in here. And we'll just kind of do one of each for both of them and see what happens. I want us to be able to see the stamp, so I am going to be using Maniology's Straight Up Black for this. I don't have Clear Jelly Stampers Black, so sorry about that. I mean, Clear Jelly, if you wanted to send it to me, you could, but yeah. The Straight Up Black from Maniology is really, once I found it, I never went any other shade. Okay, so let's just start. We're using the Big Bling first. We'll just get a little something on here. I also was told by my viewers to roll in the opposite direction that I picked up. So let me think about this. If I'm going to scrape this way. Okay, and a very light touch is what they told me. Okay, let's go ahead and place that. That looks pretty good. All right, let me clean the plate and then we're gonna do the same thing, but with the Monocle Stamper. And for each of these, I am using the scraper that came with the stamper. Okay, and let's pop it on. Okay. There's our first one. Honestly, I see a little bit of drama here, but I also see a little bit of drama here, so both of them look pretty good so far. All right, let's move on to the next image. For the design for Maniology, I'm going to use plate M107, and we're just going to pick up somewhere in, let's go this area. Let's just do that. We'll start again with the Big Bling Stamper. In the opposite direction. Light touch. All right, that was really good, I think. Okay, looks really good. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if they're really just completely the same. The same quality all around. Okay, so let's try that again, but let's do it this time with the Monocle Stamper and the Monocle Scraper. Okay. Oops. Okay, there we go. Oh, that one left a little, that was interesting. Okay. This one, I would have to say this one goes to Big Bling. Some of the design is a little messed up in here and up here. This part could be because I didn't put enough polish in that area, but really, this one should have picked up. Okay, on to the next one. The other test, a really good test for stampers is to use them with words. So I have words with a clear jelly stamper plate and a Maniology plate. So let me get cleaned up a little bit and then we'll start. Oof, this one would be hard for anything to pick up. It says not lost, just wandering. And that wandering is super small and it would be difficult to take off and difficult to read if it's not taken off well. So let's do that one, shall we? Let's begin with the Big Bling. Okay. Opposite direction from how I scraped. Whoa, that was pretty good. Okay, let me get a little closer so you can see. Wow, that's pretty good. Okay, let's see if the Monocle Stamper can match it or do better. Okay, let's give it a whirl. Watch out! Oop, oop, oop. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. The pickup is not as good with the Monocle Stamper. Okay, next one. Now, I don't want to be unfair, so let's now switch to a Maniology plate. Let's go M012 and let's choose the word, let's go with smile, because as we see, cursive is hard to do. But maybe we should pick a bigger one. Maybe we should pick dream because we've already done a cursive one. And I don't know. Let's do dream. Yep, let's do dream. Dream. Can you guys see that dream on there? Let me get this out of the way. Yeah, you can. Okay. Here we go again. Here we go again. All right. Opposite direction. Maybe I should try the opposite direction business with the Monocle Stamper. I'll try that next. I want to be fair. Whoops. Did you notice what I did? I picked up the wrong one, but this is the, it's okay because it's the, that's so funny. That's okay. Let's just pop it on there. This is the bottom. It's the extra stamper head that I used. Oops. Same one, right? Okay, it came out really well. So let's see. I am going to try that going the opposite way with the Monocle Stamper, and let's just kind of see how that does. Because maybe that's just a trick overall that I'm not aware of, right? Could be. Okay. Maybe I didn't scrape well. I want to be fair, and I want the Maniology one to do well, but honestly, first time go through, you guys, I think the monocle just didn't cut it quite as well as the Big Bling. So let me do that one more time the way that I would normally do my Monocle Stamper, which is just do it using a light touch and just doing it. Well, it still missed some pieces there. So let me show you up close. You can see a little bit in the M. Honestly, this one just looks better. Okay, well, quite frankly, when it comes to stamping, I would have to give it to the Big Bling, but not by much. These both look really good. Again, this part up here was my fault, but honestly, this part in here, all of it picked up here and it didn't pick up here. I don't know if you think that I didn't give this a fair go through, let me know, but I feel like that was, that's all the tests that I needed to do. So I think I'm going to start playing a little bit more with my Big Bling Stamper. Okay, people, let's review a little bit real quick. Let's start by reviewing the specifications of them. So the price, both of them were very comparable. If you order the Big Bling and you pay for shipping, then you're going to pay a total of $17.57. And the Monocle by Maniology is going to cost you $16.95. I do think this is on the higher side for both of them actually, but both of them are really good stampers, and
They're very comparable to each other. The diameter of the monocle is just a tiny little bit smaller than the Big Bling. It's coming in at 4 centimeters, whereas the Big Bling is more like 4.5. So it's just a tiny bit bigger than the Monocle Stamper in diameter. The squishiness, both of them are very squishy. I would say that the Big Bling is a little bit squishy or a little bit softer than the Monocle Stamper. And really, the squishiness of your stamper, a lot of times that's a personal preference. Moving on to the position of the head in the stamper. This is important to me because the Big Bling had a removable back cover, so that doesn't have to deal with the stamper head, but it does have to deal with the stamper in general. The Monocle had a permanent back cover, and if you remember, if you get acetone on that, it's going to damage it and you won't be able to see through it. Now we also have the Big Bling. It was a nice thing that there was a rim around the inside so that you couldn't push the stamper head all the way through, whereas the Monocle didn't necessarily have that. Also, the stamper head easily comes out of both of them, which is a little bit frustrating, but it happens to both of them. Both of them have a cover included, and both of them, only one of them has an extra stamper head. The Big Bling has a extra stamper head, and the Monocle does not come with one. Also included with both of them are scrapers. The Big Bling has a firmer scraper than the Monocle Stamper. Once again, that's a personal preference if you like a firmer scraper or a flexible scraper. Now, on to the actual stamping. This is where it gets interesting. So if you're going to talk about who picked up the best, I'm going to have to give almost all of these to Big Bling. So looking at the fine lines and details on the plate from Clear Jelly Stamper, the Big Bling won that one. Just barely, but it won that one. And really the fine lines and details from the Maniology plate, I'm going to have to give that to both of them. They really did. I stamped again, and they really look very, very comparable. Picking up words, though, it doesn't matter if it was a Clear Jelly Stamper plate or if it was a Maniology plate, a tiny, tiny little edge went to the Big Bling Stamper by Clear Jelly. Now, you guys, when I say tiny edge, I'm talking about a very tiny edge. There was not a lot of difference. Both of them are really, really excellent stampers. I would just say that the Clear Jelly has a little bit better of an edge.
This friendly competition came awfully close today. However, I think I'm going to have to give the edge to the Clear Jelly Stamper. So the prices were about the same, but the Clear Jelly Stamper came with an extra head. And quite frankly, I think it just stamped just a little bit better than the Monocle Stamper did. So if you guys have any questions about these stampers, please hit me up in the comments and let me know. If you want me to try something else, let me know as well. And if you want to see more content about nail stuff, just subscribe, because that could be fun and awesome and amazing. And people, until we meet again, I hope you decorate every nail you got. Bye!